It's June and we are walking off the belly fat today with no squats, no lunges, no crunches, and no equipment. Let's go. All right, killer bees, let's go ahead and get moving and grooving. And that means that we are getting started with some arm circles. Oh my gosh, with high knees. How are your shoulders today? Feeling good? Yes. Welcome to the workout, my friends. I'm Paula B. I'm your best middle-aged fitness friend. And around here, we are all about making peace with your menopausal body by finding a healthy weight and moving in ways that feel like self-love. And today feels like self-love to me. I'm a big fan of walking workouts, of cardio workouts, of workouts that aren't too tough. Wait, what? Don't you have to work really hard to walk off belly fat? Don't you have to get super sweaty and high intensity and work harder in order to lose belly fat? My friends, no. Today we're going to talk all about how losing belly fat is so much simpler and kinder than anything that maybe you have ever heard before. Today we are walking, and honestly, mostly we're doing lots of great cardio moves today with absolutely no squats, no lunges, no jumping, no transitions up and down from the ground. Dare I say that today's workout is going to be easy? I don't. Let's go ahead and do some arm crossers with booty kickers. It's still a workout. It's not intended to be easy. It is, however, intended to be moderate. It's intended to be the kind of workout that you could actually do every single day. Now, I'm going to encourage you to have a little bit of variety in your routine. For heaven's sakes, here in June alone, I'm putting out 7 videos for you so that you can repeat all 7 of them week after week after week until you get your weight loss goal. And they include all kinds of things. Like yesterday, we had some dumbbell strength and some cardio. Today, we're doing cardio with walking. Tomorrow, we're doing something else. I've already forgotten. I don't know what it is, but it'll be different. So get some variety in your routine, but do something like this, meaning moderate and fun and enjoyable every single day. And that is how we walk off belly fat, my friends. Let's go ahead and do some welcome to my homes, because welcome to my home. Welcome to Blossom's napping home. She knows how to walk off the belly fat. Enjoy a little bit of rest, a little bit of relaxation. Don't work too hard. I know that's different than anything you've ever heard before. I know that we have been inundated for years, possibly from birth, that you need to eat less and move more in order to lose weight. You need to eat less and move more in order to walk off the belly fat. You need to eat less and move more and eat less and move more. And at this age, at our age, that doesn't really apply anymore. And in fact, at this age, our age, doing more and eating less could be the reason we have belly fat. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more, but we're going to go ahead and get going. Handy dandy gym boss is set for intervals of 20 seconds and 10 seconds. 20 seconds, we're doing some kind of cardio move. 10 seconds, we're walking and enjoying it. And we're going to do each move 3 times in a row before we move on to the next thing. So it's kind of a repeating, no repeat. We're going to get started with one of my absolute favorites. We're doing airplane arm side tappers. So your arms are doing airplanes. Like a little bit of twisting from side to side while we are tapping from side to side. You know I'm going to make the airplane noises too. Only the first time. Today is meant to be nice and gentle. You will notice that this kind of pace, I'm not going super fast, I'm not going super hard, I'm not getting out of the gate like, here we go, man, harder and harder. No, I'm just taking it a nice gentle move, and then we're coming back to walking. I say back like we started with walking. When in doubt, any of the moves that I do today, if it's beyond you, you don't like it, don't enjoy it, can't figure it out, come back to walking. Here we go with those airplane arms. For the second time, like I said, we're going to do each one 3 times in a row. It kind of gives us a chance to master it a little bit. Some of these moves today, I tell you what, I don't know if there'll be any mastery of any of them, but we're going to do them 3 times in between with the walking. So if you ever get confused, come back to walking. When in doubt, walk it out. Because walking is honestly one of the most perfect exercises in the world. Here we go with these airplane arm side taps. After we walk, this is our 3rd time. So after we walk again, we're going to be doing toy soldiers. We're going to have hands up overhead. We're going to reach our opposite hand towards our opposite kicking foot. Now here's the thing. thing about walking. I know that lots of us think that walking is just too gentle, or this kind of cardio exercise, low impact cardio exercise is too easy. It's not enough. Have you ever wondered what enough would be? Here we go with toy soldiers, the first of our 3. Opposite hand towards that opposite kicking foot. You notice I'm not getting my leg up very high. It's not really about that. Holding in your core, making sure that your tailbone is tucked underneath you. Your ribs are zipped up so you're sitting up nice and tall, pulling that belly button into your spine. Always thinking about good form. Here we are with walking. Always thinking about good form while we're doing our cardio exercises, and having your core pulled in will help with the appearance. Here we go with toy soldiers again. Will help with the appearance of flat abs, strong abs. Honestly, being able to stand up straight and tall, it's one of the fastest way to look like you have flat abs and are thinner just all by itself. Standing up and having good posture, a good strong core, here we go with walking, is one of those, it's kind of a magical trick. When we think about pulling in our core, we're thinking about standing up straight and tall. Here we go with toy soldiers. For the 3rd and final time, after we walk again, we're going to be doing ding-dongs. Our hands are going to be swinging. I always say they're swinging low just because I mean that they're not going up over our heads, but they're going to be rocking pretty high. While they swing from side to side, we're kicking out that same side foot. So here's our walking interval. And then we're going to get started with ding-dongs. I call them ding-dongs not because of the Hostess snack, but because it reminds me of a big bell. So we're swinging our hands and kicking out to the side. It reminds me of like the clapper of a bell, ding and dong. It also kind of reminds me of weeble wobbles, weebling and wobbling, but not falling down. You can call any of these exercises anything you want, as long as we are moving and having a good time and keeping it nice and moderate. This is the exact work that's perfect for removing belly fat. Now here's the thing. Here we go with ding-dongs for the 2nd time. I had to think about that. Here's the thing. Exercise in and of itself does not have anything to do with fat loss. I know that's another shocker. You always think that you must be burning fat when you are doing exercise. That's the only way to burn fat, right? Not really. Here we go with walking, and then the next time we do ding-dongs is our 3rd and final time. The fact is, my friends, you are actually burning calories every minute of every day, all the time. That's just what your body does. Your body uses energy to stay alive. When it beeps again, we're going to walk. But then our next exercise is punch, punch, kick, which is exactly what it sounds like. We're going to punch, and we're going to kick. It's nothing more complicated than that, thank goodness. I do have some exercises today that are a little bit more complicated. So I kind of stacked the deck with a couple of sort of easier ones first. Coming up next, like I said, is the punch, punch, kick. So it's punch, punch, and kick. Punch, punch, and kick. When we work out too hard, my friends, at this age, here's a little something that happens. Our body doesn't recover from exercise the way it used to when we were younger. Most of that is due to diminishing estrogen, which is what happens when we are this age, and some of that is honestly the natural progression of age. Your body needs more time to do the same processes that it's always done. Here we go with punch, punch, and kick. Punch, punch, and kick. When we don't recover enough after a hard effort, our body sends out all kinds of signals that it's supposed to do. Your body needs to recover from a workout, and one of the things that it does, sends out inflammation. It's part of the recovery response. But here's what happens. Here we go with walking. Here's what happens if we don't fully recover. We just stay a little bit inflamed. That inflammation response feels like stress to your body. Again, stress isn't necessarily bad. Here's our 3rd time with the punch, punch, kicks. When it beeps again, we're going to walk, and then after that, we're doing wide walking stars. Walking stars, you might know it as a box step or a V step. I normally do them where we are picking an apple and putting it in our pocket. Oh, but what we're going to do, we're going to have our hand out with our foot out on that same side, and then we're going to put our other hand and our other foot out while we walk to that side, and then we're going to bring them back, and then we're going to change leader legs. So out, out, in, and then out on the other side, out on the other side, in. I'm going to have to think about this a lot. Here's my thinking face. This one does not come easily to me, but that's totally okay. It doesn't have to. My friends, if you are moving, like walking, you are doing a great job. The harder you have to think about where your body is in space and time, the more it's actually going to slow you down a little bit. That's not a bad thing. Here's what happens if we continue to do a lot of effort every single day, moving more and eating less. Your body, with that stress response, body can't recover from all the work. It can't recover from not eating enough food. It can't recover. And what it does is it thinks, here we go with walking, it thinks that you are under stress. Your biological response to stress comes from way back in caveman days. Here we go with wide walking stars. Third and final time. When we're done with this one, we're done with these. Doesn't matter if they look good or not. Doesn't matter if you're doing the same thing as me or not. We've made it through. When it beeps again, we're going to walk, and then after that, we're doing swimming frogs. It's another one where we really have to think about it. Going to have our hands up overhead. Going to have our hands up overhead. As we bring our hands down, we're keeping our elbows nice and wide out to the side. We're bringing up one knee on one side at a time. I used to call these oblique pull downs because, I mean, you know, we're using our obliques. We're pulling down. What else would I call them, right? And then my friend Zoe was like, that looks like a swimming frog. I mean, kind of like a half of a frog. If we could do both feet at the same time, it would look more like a full swimming frog. But we don't jump around here, so it's a non-jumping swimming frog. Here we go with walking. My friends, your body has one biological response to keeping stress in your body. It stores fat. Here we go with those swimming frogs. Way back in caveman days, the only stress that we had, we didn't have bad bosses. We didn't have people cutting us in line at Starbucks. We only had famine. So your body stored fat so that it could stay safe. Fat storage is your body's way of keeping you safe and keeping you alive. Back in the olden days. Nowadays, we don't really need that anymore. Thank goodness we have plenty of food. We have an abundance of food. Here we go with swimming frogs. Third and final time. But your body doesn't know that. Your body in so many ways is still a caveman. In so many ways. When it beeps again, okay. We're walking again, and then we're doing something I'm calling step out X's, and I'm gonna really have to think about this one. Like, I know that that's gonna be a brain-body connection thing. Here we go with walking. We're gonna make the letter X, like the top half of a letter X, with our hands. We're gonna step out to one side and reach down with our opposite hand. And then step out to the other side and reach down with our opposite hand. Now, I'm not trying to get anything below like my knee here. If you're super flexible, you might be able to get all the way down to your foot. Not really about that. Here's the thing about this particular exercise. I am actively seeking your feedback on what to call this. Here we go back to walking. We never really formed the letter X. We kind of formed the letter T, but step out T's didn't sound good. Here we go. Step out X's, even though we don't really make the letter X. We also, I mean, if you put your hands up a little bit higher, could be the letter Y. Step out Y's also didn't sound right. So I think it feels like it needs to be some kind of step out something, right? Step out touchdowns. I don't know. I know that you guys, I already told you my story about my friend Zoe. You guys have great ideas about even sillier names than I have for these exercises. Here's our third and final time with these to be announced exercises. When it beeps again, of course, we're walking, and then after that we're doing skiers. Skiers is a little bit easier for me. It's not something I have to think about very hard because I've been doing that exercise for years. What we're going to do, our hands, doggies, We're going to cool this down just a little bit. Not really cool it down, but we're going to bring our heart rate down with this walking. Hands are going up and down directly in front of us. Feet are shuffling back and forth be underneath us. This is what happens sometimes when I do a new exercise. I get a little bit into it, and then my heart rate starts to come up a little bit high, and then it starts to feel like high intensity, and we don't really have to be that intense. So I'm going to take this down a little bit, bring my hands down a little bit, make sure I keep it nice and moderate. Here we go with walking, because moderate is the answer, my friends. I know that you love to work out. I know that you, here we go with skiers again. I know that you would love to work out every day. So here's how we do it. We work out every day moderately. This is the kind of workout you could do, like I told you, every single day. You don't have to. I've got, oh my gosh, I've got like 950 videos at this point, something like that. Like I got a lot of videos to choose from. You do not ever have to do the same one over and over. Here we are walking. Next time we do the skiers is our third and final time. But something like this every day. So good for your heart and lungs, so good for your muscles and bones, so good for your mental health, so good for your physical health. Absolutely nothing to do with fat burning, but it feels good and it will help you lose weight because we're being nice and consistent. When it beeps again, we're gonna walk, of course. And then after this, we're doing twisting kicks. Just what it sounds like. I mean, most of my exercises are. Surely you've noticed that at this point. Our upper body, I'm gonna twist from side to side. I just usually keep my hands kind of chest height, more or less. And while we're twisting, we're kicking. We're twisting into the kick, so we are working our abdominal muscles. And I want to clarify that fact too. You guys, I know that lots of us think that we have to do ab-focused work in order to lose belly fat. Watch out, Blossom, I don't want to kick you. Go ahead and stay right there, darling. Okay. I don't know if you can see her on camera. She's right in front of me. Okay, love you, sweetheart. You actually don't burn fat off of your belly. Whoops, here we go, twisting into the kick by doing belly exercises. Belly exercises will make you strong, give you nice, strong abdominals, which generally speaking can look flatter. I mean, that's something that I talk about all the time. You can get flat abs, but it doesn't actually help you lose belly fat. You actually lose belly fat the same way you lose all fat. Eating the right number of calories every day, drinking the right amount of water every day. Here we go with twisting kicks for the third and final time. By sleeping adequately, managing your mind every single day, and exercising moderately every single day. You guys, when it beeps again, we're gonna walk, of course. And then we're doing something I call cross-back jacks. I love this exercise. It's actually, here we go with walking. It's basically curtsy jacks, but we're not doing any kind of lunging today. So all you're doing is taking a step back and behind you, so out to the side and behind you. You don't have to come down in a full curtsy to get all the benefit of this exercise. We are getting our heart and lungs working. We're getting a little bit of inner and outer thigh, and it's just fun to do this one. Also getting a little bit of side booty going on there, but you don't even have to lunge to do any of that. The thing about exercises that are targeted for a body part is that it'll make that body part stronger. Here we go with those cross-back jacks. It will not make that body part, I'm gonna say the F word. It will not make that body part less fat. You don't burn fat from a single part of your body ever, truly, ever. Your body makes decisions about where to burn fat from. Here we go back to walking. Next time it beeps, we're gonna do those cross-back jacks for the third and final time. Your body's gonna burn fat from wherever your body wants to burn fat from. Some people carry fat in some parts of their body, and some people carry different kinds of fat in different kinds of the places of their body. You don't really have a ton of control over that. And what I will urge you to do is not worry about it too much. I mean, I told you in the first minute of this workout, around here, I'm all about being a healthy weight. Here we come back to walking. And then coming up next, because that was our third and final time, coming up next we're doing butter churns. Start with your hands right here at your shoulders. Your hands are going to go up and down in front of you. When your hands are up, your feet are down. When your hands are down, one of your feet is up and out to the side. You could call these dynamite kickers or hoe downs. I call them butter churns because that's where I started with it. There's lots of good names for this one. Call them Wile E. Coyotes because it kind of looks like when he gets really excited about pushing down on that dynamite. You know what, my friends? This is how my mind works. Here we go with butter churns for the second time. When we simply love our bodies for being our bodies, sometimes our bodies, frankly, they don't look exactly the way we want. They don't do exactly what we want. They're just going to be themselves. When you love your body, find a healthy weight, move in ways that feel like love, that feel like fun. That is as good as it gets. And along the way, Of course you can lose some weight. Of course you can lose some belly fat, some arm fat, some leg fat, some fat from around your body over time. Over time is how we get results. When it beeps again, we're walking. And then after that, it is our final exercise for, well, not really a circuit because it's not really a circuit. We're doing rainbow jacks. Hands are going to go overhead like a rainbow, side to side. As they're coming up over on one side, we're going to raise that knee out to the side. Here we go. This is our final exercise, and thank goodness for it. I don't know if you can see Blossom coming in and out of the room, kind of looking at me like, hey, I'd sure like to go out. Thank goodness this workout is not too long, right? Because if it was any longer, it would probably be a little bit too intense. Here we come back to walking, and it would definitely be too intense for my dog who needs to go outside. I've got a couple more minutes for her, though, thank goodness. Here we go with rainbow jacks for the second time. My friends, I know that lots of you, in fact, are really wondering about that enoughness. Really wondering, can 23 minutes a day really be enough exercise to lose weight? How do I know that it's enough? You know, here's how you know whether or not something is enough. When you are doing all 5 things in the 5-0 method, which is my super free weight loss program. Here we go with rainbow jacks for the 3rd time. There are 5 things to do every day. We eat the right number of calories, we drink the right amount of water, we sleep, we exercise, and we manage our minds. When you are consistently doing all 5 of those things, and you are losing weight, because you will, when you do them correctly. Here we come back to walking because I got one more thing for us. This is our finisher, my friends. Super slow twister jacks. We're gonna have our hands starting up. The hands are gonna do jumping jacks. Bring up one high knee. We're gonna twist our knee so that our foot comes out, and then keep that knee up, and then twist our knee so our foot comes in. Your hands are doing jumping jacks. Your leg is twisting from side to side. This is slow moving. This is all balance. That's what we do with a finisher. It's a little bit tougher than anything else. We're gonna walk, and then we're gonna do that exact same thing on the other side, and then that's all that we're doing today. It's enough, and you'll know that over time when you get the results that you're looking for. Hands up. You're gonna twist your knee in so your foot comes out. Twist your knee out so your foot comes in. I'm pretending like I'm touching my foot. I'm not exactly. On the outside I can, on the inside I barely can. The next time it beeps is the last time it's gonna beep. Keep that knee up, keep that core in. And that was enough. I know that some of you want to add on more. Let's go ahead and do some arm circles. If you want to add on more, do a little bit longer cool down. I have one here for you on screen. If you want to spend a little bit more time thinking about weight loss and understanding how this all works at this age, I also here on screen have everything you need to know about losing weight at 50 and beyond. And I promise you, it is not about eating less and moving more. It's about moving the right amount and eating the right amount and sleeping the right amount and drinking the right amount of water and knowing in your mind, because you've managed it, that what you're doing is right. My friends, let's go ahead and open it up. And close it up. Give yourself a hug and a pat on your back because you did a great job and I need to let my dog out. I know, Blossom, I love you. Here on screen, I've got your options for you. I love you. I hope you had a good time because I had a wonderful time with you today. Make sure you subscribe before you go, and I'll see you tomorrow.